Why, hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of Homeward, the Nerd Asylum's actual live play podcast.
This is not a podcast. We're on Twitch.
It's a live
A
stream.
podcast. Sorry.
I lied. I
I
wasn't ready.
had I had the Twitch stream with sound, so I started hearing myself, and I was just like, "Why am I hearing
you
myself
accidentally
again?"
speech jammered yourself.
Yeah. So let's restart that. Hello, and everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of Homeward, our actual live live stream of Starfinder here in the Nerd Asylum. I am sure I fuck up that at some point,
You did.
but it doesn't matter. We're playing Starfinder. This is an Nerd Asylum. Go. This is our fifth. I was gonna say fifth episode, and we are retaking the story in a particular spot after you guys managed to save your lives and the lives of all the people inside this ship. Now that you know, by the way, that the name of it's the Dralark, after somebody hacked the system and got the full map schematic of the ship.
That's me.
So, retaking a bit where we left, we start first in the depths of space as a tiny ship manages to escape out from a dying star that not very long after it managed to not be in its range, the stars simply began to... The best word to describe would be rot, as darkened spots begin to appear in it and it grows and deforms. Fortunately, that's far, far away from where you guys are and where you can see these. And in the corridors of the ship, people are starting to regather to find their footing, though still there are dangers in there and the ship is not in the best conditions. But among all of them, 4 strangers are wandering around the corridors after visiting what would be the... I forgot the word of it.
Residential?
Study? No, not the office of the counselor of the ship, apparently the apparent counselor, Kasinkara, possibly Dr. Kasinkara. Still not truly sure yet. But after you guys leave that her... I keep thinking the word in Spanish and not in English.
Office.
Thank you. After you guys leave their office, you're walking around the corridors. Right now, they seem empty. There's some echoes of the distant people that were in the nursery and the general medical area, but now they're fading. And as you're walking through, you hear through the communications of the ship a now somewhat starting to be familiar voice of Megan talking through. To all people that are alive, please report back to the living quarter areas and the living section. Anybody able to wield a weapon or that remembers and knows how to, please report there. We're going to make sure that the ship is clear from whatever things are there. Until then, please just remain there and remain calm. If anybody requires any help, we are managing to repair the communication systems. This is Megan out. Is that how you... Cuts out.
Oh, well, that sounds exciting. And we do know how to fight. We did face that terror in the hold. So shall we... I know we're on a very big adventure here to go and find our various quarters and perhaps learn a bit about our mysterious pasts. But, hello, Mr. Mew. Perhaps we should go and lend aid?
Yeah, I was thinking we could head over to the living areas anyway. You have another card over there as he points over to Kay, and then you're in that area as well as he points over to Null. We can head over, see what's going on there.
Yes.
That
The
sounds like a
mystery
great idea.
continues. I need to see something. And by something, I mean anything. Sorry to get my hair off of my face.
Totally. It's fine.
Suddenly, the I need to see something sounded a bit ominous.
No. My hair is getting obnoxiously long. Hate it.
Looks nice.
I need to shave mine again. It's getting long.
So you guys are heading to the living area or toward the nearest room from your group?
So, S's plan was to go from the offices to Kay's personal room, which is kind of in that habitationals area. But it was going closer towards where the I know that it was not quite in the offices area where the official people are, but it was in that area. So we were gonna like detour, see what's going on in the living area, the habitationals, and then
Yeah, you are kind of in the same area levels right now. The main medical center of the ship, it's connected to both the living areas and the crew quarters and passenger quarters. So from there, doesn't take you that long to reach to the living area, where is this long stretch of a wide hallway adapted to be like some sort of like small street dash avenue, where there's all of these establishments that, as Mac, you retook consciousness in the nursery of this section. And as you guys arrive, you see the commotion that was at the beginning has somewhat dissipated. There's still confusion, but now people are no longer as in distress. You can see they're also gathering the groups of the ones that apparently know how to defend themselves, and the ones that probably know a bit better how to use a weapon. In particular, you see that these groups are mostly composed by, let's say, two kinds of individuals. Ones have these red with the golden colors of uniforms. And among them, you also see various of these dragon-like individuals, large dragon-like individuals. Some of them wielding some sort of like large glaive-like axes. And among these uniform individuals, there's others who their colors, they are very similar to the colors of the other officers that you've seen, that like gray with teal markers in them and lines. And it, just by logic, you can assume that these ones might be like the specific security of the ship. Meanwhile, the others, you're still not sure what their deal is or what they are, part of just armed individuals. Along with them, you'd also see some others like wielding various things, from pipes or tools to other weapons that they're carrying. It seems that a good portion of also the crew knows at least how to defend themselves, possibly. Defend themselves, yeah. But there are also some that are not gathering with these like groups, and they're just staying with the general, the rest of the crew that do not know how to fight, do not remember how to fight, or do not wish to be involved, or still distressed by the situation.
Makes sense. We don't want to leave our people defenseless while we go in.
Yeah, but as you're going around, you also eventually see the familiar face of Megan as he's just walking around, accompanied by one of these dragon-like large humanoids. The same one, or at least the one you more or less identified, that was also at the bridge when you guys left. And they see you, and like you see that they clock direction toward you.
Hello.
Hey, we thought you were gone somewhere.
Dead?
No, not dead. I just you guys just left while we were discussing how to do things, and we assumed you were busy.
We are trying to figure out who we are. And helping clear the ship as we go through.
Right. Yeah, that would be good. You definitely have helped us a lot, and well, at least I appreciate that. Just so we're trying to go through all the ship. It's big for what we saw on the map. So we're trying to divide ourselves more or less and try to find more people around and try to clear from any of those zombies, I think is a word.
Is that an appropriate word?
Well, it is now, if it wasn't before.
Undead of a sort, for sure.
Undead. Yeah, thank you. Undead. The thing is, we are trying to divide ourselves. Where you were planning to go? Maybe you can cover that area while we spread out a bit more too.
There was a circuit we were doing. There's the key cards, and he points to both Kay and to Null, that they're close to crew quarters, and then down below there's a lab for Null, and I was thinking about going to the security lab area and then back here.
Okay, good plan. He seems for a moment lost in his thoughts when you see the dragon-like individual step forward. Mac, during this time that you guys were talking, though, you do notice that the dragon humanoid was staring at you. Would that what you grab, from a dragon-like face? What you would grab?
Okay,
There was an expression of like I think I know you, like trying to get something as he was just looking at you, and he wasn't being
a dick about it.
Not a dick about it. I was not. Not that. Yeah, he was not being a dick about it, but also, and the word I was thinking of, he wasn't being inconspicuous about it.
He was like, he wasn't trying to hide it, that he's like staring at me.
Yeah, but he also wasn't like this one is like 8 feet tall, so he's taller than you. He wasn't trying to be intimidating. He wasn't
That's
trying to be like,
impressive considering Mac is 6'7".
He's a dragon.
He's a dragon, but I mean, still, Mac is pretty big.
Yeah, it wasn't trying to be like, I'm trying to clock at you, but definitely was like.
Mac will probably push his coat back, rest his hand on like the hilt of his blade, and like look at him like, do you want to fuck with me right now? Because I don't think that's a good plan for either of us.
Do I see this confrontation like quietly going?
You see that
it's not really a conversation. It's not really a confrontation. It's more like a confirmation of, do you want to fuck with me or do you want to fuck with me?
I think at this point, S is starting to get really anxious and drumming his fingers across his thigh.
Because Mac is clueless in both senses.
Hey, you're clocking the situation, and you guys are also seeing that the dragon individual is moving his hand toward the handle of this like glaive that is on its back.
Hey, now, we are all alive and on the same side. Yes.
You see that Megan nods and like elbows him. It was this individual, and it's like, It's fine. He was just he thinks your face is familiar. Sorry.
That's not a bad thing. Faces being familiar is a step to remembering something. I remember them. Kind of. They were in my office at one point in time, and I was talking to them about something.
Yeah, losing my arm. That I remember.
the dragon one like takes a step forward, not being menacing, but moving his hand away from the handle of his weapon, like trying like, okay, I should not be threatening. You
Where
lost your arm, you say?
Yeah, where is S in conjunction to Mac?
So I'm picturing that when Megan and this dragon fellow clocked the group, S fell into the back of the people. So he'd probably be like right kind of at the side of Mac, if like a little behind.
Yeah, Mac just makes sure that S is behind, determining that S is probably the one with like is the squishiest in his mind.
It's not true, but yeah.
Not true. Definitely not true, but you're the prettiest and therefore the squishiest.
Rude as hell.
That is
Damn.
rude. I have a beautiful skin tone, thank you.
I'm sure you do, but to Mac, you're just not his type.
Mac digs guys that look like him.
Mac digs
That
guys.
makes a lot of sense.
K is genderless. You
Hello, here.
guys call them she. I call them she all the time because I'm used to having female characters. But K has no gender. K is a host.
Technically, S is non-binary, going by he, they pronouns.
Mac is a male, but just determining smallest one gets behind.
I am definitely not the smallest.
Definitely not, but you know.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
Also, the one of the closest, so it's just like you're getting behind me now.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
But the dragon individual is like puts his hand up like that, like he's up. Sorry, it's just your face seems familiar. I'm not sure why. My apologies. If you will take care of that route in particular, you're saying we can send all the people to the living quarters. We think that there might be some trap there, or unfortunately, some of those undead inside the living quarters. If you see any of those, also let us know, and we can take care of that. We have the communication up and running between the ones of our group, however we're called.
Question. Not sure if anyone has established this, if there's been any sort of attempt to, or the time to. Do we know if these creatures hunt by sight or sound or smell? If there's any way to lure them perchance, or detect their presence prior to running into them? Might it be advantageous, if so, to try and lure all of them to one singular place? Might help get us a head count as to how many people were originally on this ship, and also just get them all taken care of. Yes.
Yeah, might have to still lure him in the airlock and open the door.
What
It
if
seems rather a cruel way to put to rest people who ostensibly were our friends, but
it's also possible that being away from the star has depleted them of whatever thing was keeping them up?
true.
You see both Megan and this dragon have a bit like expression of clearly their faces shout, we didn't thought about that. And
There
it's
could be no
weird also,
danger.
there will be no danger. Well, that sounds, yeah, I think we can figure something out. And
We still have our comms, so we should be able to contact you if anything happens.
we'll go back to the bridge and see if there's a place where we can gather them. And we do not know if they follow by smell or sound, but we've seen that we can outrun them at least, or at least keep them at a distance. So maybe we can. That would be dangerous.
Yeah,
We'll
Live bait doesn't tend to bode well for whoever is running.
Mac just stares down the big guy and goes, if you want to give the big guy a call, maybe we can keep in contact with him and the survivors. Amos McIntosh. They call me Mac. He's going to stick his hand out very slowly and cautiously. Like, I don't trust you, but I'm not going to kill you.
The dragon one stretches its hand. Krelt one.
What?
He looks at
On a
at
separate,
Megan.
it sounds like you coughed at the beginning.
Did you see like he looks at the Megan and Megan is like, listen, I told you your name. You may need to. Are you sure that's how you pronounce your name? Yes, that's how I remember my name.
Route one?
Hold on.
That's what Sky heard.
So,
was Route one.
Krelt one.
Route. Okay. Route.
I'll type it for you guys in chat.
Got it.
Heck yeah. Question, because S reasons. Does that name? Hey, I was right about part of that. I had the Krell part. I spelled Twan differently. But no, I was. Does this sound like the Draconic language? Because I know that language.
These sounded yeah, it sounded very draconic completely. Both the pronunciation and a bit of that like long name that may have a bit too much syllables into it that makes sound like rah sounds.
Yeah.
It definitely it's draconic.
Cool.
So you do ping that.
Heck yeah. Cool. I repeat it back to him just to make sure that I've got it.
He nods. It's just, yeah,
Alright,
we do have Krell, Mac. Good. I do have comms, and we also are trying to use the ones from the ship around to just be as loud as possible to gather as many people. We'll start sending people around then. If you have your route already, then we can coordinate. And if at any point we need your help or you need ours, just send us a. And he taps.
I'll give you a holler. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have his
comm link.
Yeah, his comm link now to ours.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say that
we
the
have
comm
his
link you
phone number.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just know that.
Basically what I'm thinking of
Put
is
him on
like,
speed
you
dial.
know, it's like, do I have
Yeah.
your frequency now?
Yeah, I think that the device that you guys picked that was particularly from the security individuals
Yeah, we
does
just
have a
pick
way
off.
to like ping group chat or individually, or you can like, hey, I need to call somebody. Is
We
there?
have a
Yeah.
phone with no
So-
screen, just like 9 buttons, and we've just programmed number 2 in our speed dial.
There's an operator somewhere on this ship that has survived all the memory loss, but it's like
It's just a
Dying of
switchboard. They're
laughter.
freaking out.
That or it's like a radio, and if somebody wants to call, he's like, yeah, we can hear you, and
Yeah.
so
I imagine
And-
it's more like the comms that we have at hospitals, which is like you press one button and you call a specific, and you can call for a specific individual,
Mhm.
and then that specific individual will call your individual headset.
heck yeah.
yeah, also
nice.
it's like science fiction. I'm sure there's a way to like
Yeah.
set it up. It just
There's,
For sure.
And
There's
if
a
anybody's
way.
gonna know how to use it, the computer genius over here is perfect.
Also, it's one of those things that is like you're slowly beginning how to use things. You will at this point also know like, this is how this is the button I press on a door to open it. So eventually you learn. You are now able to learn like
in
remember how to
reality-
use radio,
Wait.
things like that.
In reality, we all have walkie-talkies, and we're like, okay, so are you on channel 1 or are you on channel 2?
No. Oh, the
Uh,
bane of my existence as a security guard.
But
So
yeah,
let's
you guys
move
are
on.
really,
yeah,
Retail.
let's get back to our route now that we've communicated with our
Krell, yeah.
Krell and Megan
Megan. Krell and Megan.
are somewhat
Also-
superiors.
I would like to give, before we depart, I would like to
Mhm.
give Megan a jaunty little pat on the shoulder and say, I do appreciate and very much admire the leadership you've taken on in this rather distressing time. I feel you're a very stowed individual, someone who's knows where they're going and has their head on straight. And I respect that. Good job.
I don't know what I'm doing. I just feel like we have to protect, like help people here. It's just
The
and
best
honestly,
leaders find themselves there. They don't
Us leaders aren't born; they're made from the situations that they're in.
exactly.
It's actions.
That's what I was
Equally
trying
ominous
to say.
things you've both said.
Well,
It's
no, that
actions that make people.
people who choose to be leaders end up being bad leaders. People who don't choose to be leaders get put in that position and do very well. That's what I was meaning.
I'll put a cybernetic
Well,
hand
what,
on the Don's shoulder and go, "You're doing great."
well, I was, being honest, I was kind of following your example, and he points at you. Okay, like when you help us with those survivors at the beginning, I was just freaking out a bit, and then you help calm everybody. So I think that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, Amos just puts both of his hands on her shoulders and goes, "If you weren't doing great, we wouldn't have let you stay in this position as long as we have."
Resting.
That's
And then he just kind of turns back around.
okay. We're gonna go before something else is said that I can't fix.
Yeah.
We're gonna go before Matt keeps talking.
Yeah. At this point, I think the anxiety that S is feeling is kind of bubbling over, and there's no place to go. So he just grabs onto whoever is nearby, which would 100% be Mac as the other as one. And I don't know who out of K or Null would be the other one. I can roll real quick, odds versus evens. We'll say
I'm intrigued.
Yes.
we'll say that odd is Null. That's a 20. So I grabbed K as well. And I was like, all right, we've got our route. Comms are on. Bye.
Kay waves and then turns around to start walking. As they're being dragged by their not just the collar, it's the tie too, so they're being choked a little bit.
As soon as we're away, the anxiety doesn't stop, but S kind of just frees up everything. And hands straight into pockets.
You good?
And I don't think so. Let's just walk.
Was it something I said? I'm sorry.
No.
That's what I said.
I don't think anyone said anything.
Deep
I don't
breath.
know.
I'm gonna start coaching S on how to calm down through a panic attack.
Lamaze breathing.
Is the panic attack kind of, it's not so much a full panic attack, but he does do the breathing. It doesn't push everything away, but he's calmer, less tense.
So I can roll something for that if you want me to.
I mean, you could. It might help for a little bit.
I don't know.
Sci-fi Xanax. Sci-fi Xanax.
Woo!
I don't know
Look,
if
look, I've had a dream that I could create a medication that I could spritz into people's faces and make them calm down.
Oh, there is that. It's called chloroform.
Yeah, it is.
And not go to sleep. Calm down.
If you give them just enough of it, they won't pass out. They'll just get real calm.
Yeah. S is 100% open for anything at this moment.
Yeah, no. You just have a bug in your brain talking to you, telling you that everything is going to be okay. You just need to breathe through it. And there's a hand on your shoulder.
I don't know.
You guys continue on. I'll be back in minutes.
Yeah, so we'll continue because I know where you guys are going. I'm taking you guys back to Kay's room.
Yeah, we're going to Kay's room. I'm so excited for this. You guys have no idea. Well, actually, Gabby has an idea.
I have a bit of an idea.
I'm crying because of the chloroform.
Oh, no.
I don't know, but that broke me.
I don't know how Kay's thing works. Is there's a kind of feedback that Kay gets as well from
There is. It's telepathy
Yeah.
back and forth.
So you'd be picking up, I think, on something that S isn't quite understanding. There
Okay.
is it's a craving, but it's like almost innate. There's just a need there for something that it's buzzing, and that's what's causing a lot of the anxiety.
Gotcha.
But he's calming down with the deep breaths and just keeping hands in the pockets, kind of hunched over as he starts leading away from the massive crowd down the hall to the habitationals where Kay's room is, and then kind of close to it's close to the crew's quarters.
Okay.
Quick question while we are waiting on our illustrious GM. How can you just give me like the Reader's Digest version of Kinsankara's telepathic abilities? Because Null also has vague telepathic abilities, and I imagine it's just like a very loud headspace to be in. And I'm trying to figure out what that means for my boy.
So Sheerans can communicate telepathically with anything, any creatures within 30 feet. It can do multiple creatures simultaneously, but it's like listening to multiple people talk at the same time.
The worst.
It can be loud and confusing.
Mm-hmm.
So thus far, they've been limiting it to who they're talking to directly, because they can understand everybody so far. But for them to communicate to somebody, it's, I'm going to talk to you directly, I'm going to talk to you directly. Since we got into this group, it's, I'm going to talk to the group as a whole directly.
Mm-hmm.
So when you guys are thinking while she's talking, it gets a little confusing, which is why their speech pattern is a little bit funky.
Oh. Exciting. Yeah, if you tune into Null's thoughts at any given time, it's just elevator music.
Love Null.
It's just like
Noel has the best thoughts.
Frank
it's
Sinatra in there.
Oh, I thought it was
Take
Nancy
me
Sinatra.
to the moon.
Yeah. S is just a panic at all times. It's just how the level of panicking.
Yeah,
Well,
it's Western music.
Yeah. Tumbleweed.
The showdown.
Yeah,
but no, we are at
it's
Kay's
the
room.
theme song to Firefly. That's what's going on.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, so we
Right.
made it to Kay's room.
Yeah.
Yay.
Kay puts in her little key card and opens the door. And the first thing everybody notices when the door opens is a breath of cold air.
Okay.
Like, it's like you just opened the refrigerator door.
Question:
It's nippy in here.
do we actually notice the cold?
S would, but that's because S is got S is
Special. S is special.
So Mac, S and Mac, you would feel the cold and also like see it. You know, there's a difference between how S would feel it and Mac would feel it, but both would know this is cold.
You'd know it's cold,
Aha, yeah, and
but
you
we would
know,
feel it differently.
Yeah, like, yeah. Meanwhile, Melodious,
You
you
feel like a person.
recognize that it should be cold. It should feel cold. This looks cold. Why I feel no different?
I think so. I haven't been describing it because it's a weird thing to do as an aside. But Null's antenna move around based on his different feelings and what he's talking about. And I want to say when he gets hit with that blast of cold, they both like shoot back and like lay flat against his head in like an almost reflexive like motion. But he doesn't feel cold. He's just like, that's weird. What's up with that?
I would say that if anyone is standing particularly close to S, they would feel that there is a slight warmth that comes off of him.
No, surreptitiously moves closer to S.
Yeah, because I have S's construction. He has warming sensors all underneath the skin, the epidermal layer. And so he runs very warm to the touch. So he's probably like a little space heater here in this freezing area.
Yeah.
Space heater.
But okay.
Mac runs at normal android
As,
temperature.
as you, the,
Optimal efficiency.
So when we go into the room, there's a couple of
Besides
things
the cold.
aside from the cold. So we actually go in, and we're in this living room area that has a door to the bedrooms, and then a open area to the kitchen on the other side. And there is at the back wall a 2 bookshelf wide, 5 shelf tall bookshelf that is full of books that are both like, there's a server and there's actual books. And then in the middle of the room, there is a table. And on this table is a partially constructed swan made out of food.
Okay.
I have
That has been knocked over because of all the jostling of the ship.
at least 2 questions revolving around your sanity and how you are a counselor.
Kay looks concerned more about the food being knocked over than Mac's statement.
One of them involves the swan.
I think I was making something.
Nope. I take that back. Both questions do involve the swan.
What are your questions?
Why is it here? And why is it made out of food?
I'm gonna walk over to the table and start picking up like the little knives and the different tools.
Yeah.
And
as you're picking the knives, there's 2. You grab one knife and you're like recognizing like.
it's like an
comes the
X-Acto
idea to
blade.
Yeah, and also you're seeing it and it's like, oh, like kind of recognizing that this might be from a set. Like all of this, the tools are around, and you start collecting, and you grab one in particular. From when you're like, did I just pick this one? You think before the knife begins to melt, the form and a purple-ish, pinkish, ooze-like thing forms into your hand as if you were grabbing it, and it stays there, like jiggling a bit. I don't know how to say this without
Sounded weird.
Undulates.
It undulates. Quick,
like jello.
It
It's
undulates in a way that if
like
it
it's
had a
purring.
face, it would be like, hey, yeah, like purring, like
It's like
excitement.
it's
and
purring.
like-
It's just a little
Yeah.
vibrating.
Mac, who has no frame of reference for what's happening, even with his memories, probably just goes, "Quick, kill it! It's eating him!"
No, Twisty, no. Wait, I
feel
called
like-
you Twisty. Is your name Twisty?
the thing giggles more, like you see that it forms like how to say this, like an appendage, and thus
Jesus.
and it retracts.
I love Twisty.
This game was supposed to not be like this, but here we are.
Look, it's only going to be
Episode
like
5.
this. It's episode 5. We're going to have this, and then we're all going to cry.
This is
You
my pet.
can't appreciate the dark without the light.
We're gonna have like 6 episodes with the pink hair, and then as soon as we do that, it's just the hair color is gonna change, and that's when we know the arc is gonna change.
What?
Tell me when, Sigri, and I'll change my hair. It's cool.
What is Twisty?
It has a name for what it is. I don't know what it is off the top of my head.
Goo.
Can I roll a science
Melodious.
check or something like that to see if I know what Twisty is?
If any of you have particular training in life science, roll for that.
Okay.
It's the
I
only
don't.
thing I could do.
No, I got none. Mac just looks at it and goes, goo.
22.
19 plus 8 is 26? No,
I don't
27.
have that.
27.
So you guys are thinking about this, and the word does come to your mind. Prog. Proog.
Frog.
Prog. They are, people consider that in general oozes are, not sentient beings in general, and if they have a sentient, it's more of a very primitive animalistic survival one. So they commonly, that's why oozes are mostly dangerous. They will see something that they can consume and go for it without thinking. Progs in particular have more of a symbiosis relationship with whatever they find. And you're remembering that they also kind of imitate forms and shapes.
Like knives, apparently.
You're not in general, yeah, you're not sure if they can imitate the functionality of it. You don't know if you could cut with a prog knife, but you know that it can take a certain shape, kind of mimic it. And for most of it, progs are sold as pets, as novelty pets, and they're very friendly, and people just take them around because they are very, very friendly, and they are very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Docile?
Not only docile, but they attach to their owner a lot. There's a very deep connection for them to the owner, and they're like immediately moving toward them.
I'm going to put
They're
it on
like
my head.
Dogs.
I have it like rest on my head in between my antenna.
It takes a bit of the form of the antenna, and you also see that its color begins to very, very perfectly imitate the colors of your. Well, you can't. Oh,
I
wait.
can't see it.
We can.
They can. They can see it.
I mean, you have like eyes like this, like bug eyes, so maybe you could see over here too.
Just, can I find a mirror? Hold on. Can I find like a hand mirror in here? Would that be
You do
possible
see
to find in Kay's room?
Yeah, there's a mirror toward the
I definitely would
bathroom.
put Kay in front
in
of the mirror so they could see this.
Yep, you move them. You usually see the door to the bathroom. It's open. And there's a mirror there, and you can see yourself, Kay, in front of the mirror, along with Squishy as it. And as Mac is moving, you see Squishy's like
Twisty.
Twisty.
Yeah, like just like that jiggling movement of like trying to keep on the balance.
I don't know if you people have a special time in their life where they grow more things, but congratulations, you've hit it.
It's an amorphous creature. It actually it takes the form of things around it. Fascinating.
It's my
This
pet.
was a joke. Yeah, that was a joke, but okay.
It's my pet, and it's my friend.
Cool. I'll just get
And
back
like
here
you
and
just
look
see
cute.
the mandibles on Kay's face, just like excitedly clicking.
Oh, adorable.
So adorable, and also
Mac is
like
just, I'll go back here and look pretty. That's what I can do.
I feel like while this is happening, S is just scoping out the bookshelf.
in the bookshelf, you do see, not very surprisingly enough, books about food, about cooking recipes, things like that. There's some of them, but there's more about food art, techniques, usages. Some even going to like the mysterious food art of the Vescarium, things like that. Among those books, which are kind of like half of them are about food art, there's other sections related to cultures, races, some about psychology, sociology, some about like diplomacy, things like that. There's a couple of loose ones that are also about
Physiology.
very specific ideologies, or some are like religion, philosophy. There's some loose ones about specific races instead of just like compendiums. And you also see some of them. There's one particular that seems very pristine about, you catch by the title that it refers about androids. The title being more like androids, soul or advanced AI.
Ooh,
Do androids dream of electric sheep?
do androids dream of electric sheep?
I was thinking about going there, but I was like,
I
that's
have
way
that
too much in the
book.
nose.
I have the book somewhere. Hold on.
And you also see the server section of where you are now into your mind. You're thinking of, hey, this is where you would store electronic books, music, any digital media that you would like to store might be there and can be accessed through there. So probably there's even more books there.
I'm going to respect Kay's privacy for now.
For now.
For now.
Yeah, Kay's
now.
gonna go over to the swan and upright it and like look at the parts that were on the table. Like, so it had like the main shape and one wing attached, and then there's another wing that was on the table that was in the process of being carved out of some type of space melon.
Okay, that was my question. I was wondering if it was like butter, or I don't know why butter was my first thought.
Butter swan
or
in
cake,
space?
or like pieces of fruit and vegetable held together with toothpicks. I was over here trying to figure out what this was. Melon makes a lot of sense though.
Yeah, melon. This particular sculpture was being made out of melon, and not even Kay knows what they were doing with it once it was going to be done. At this point, maybe eat it, maybe give it to the one of the food shops to display. I don't know.
Question, GM. Based on how cold it is in here and what type of melon that is, can I tell based on the level of spoilage how long it has been undisturbed?
Roll I guess the lifespan and spoilage of space melons would fall in life science. So I'm gonna say roll life science. I can't think of any other that would make sense for this.
Unspoilage of space melons.
That is a 27.
This is a very cold room. It's not to the point that it would be lethal, and you are among the things you're gathering. This is cold enough that could keep fruit, exposed fruit. You know, once you take the
Rind.
covering.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Once you take the covering, in this they could last for days, like this, even a couple of weeks, even if it's in a very good state of refrigeration. This one seems that it's spoiled. It's not spoiled yet. It looks like it probably was almost 6 days after it was like perfectly mature, to the point that if it was left here couple more days, you know, between like 2 or 4 days more here, it would very slowly start to spoil because of the refrigeration here.
Okay, cool.
So more or less that.
Gotcha. I'm just trying to establish a timeline, but I have another thing for that later.
Kay is gonna take an apple, or what equates to an apple,
There's apples.
and just start like carving into it, just to see what she can do or what they can do. And they make a rose in about 5 minutes out of the face of the one side of the face of the apple.
Roll.
Or do you want me to
Profession.
roll for that?
Roll profession. If I recalled, we had.
Oh, you know, I have a profession roll for that. Yeah, food artist.
I know.
Professional apple carver.
That's a 29.
Okay, what do you add it into that?
I got a 19 plus 10.
You're like
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
good
no,
at that
you-
as I am at piloting a ship.
Yep, you carve. It doesn't take her long to carve this very beautiful rose out of this apple.
That's lovely and impressive.
I
Even
think I
Mac
found my
looks over.
hobby.
Mac looks over. He's pulling his hair back because it's definitely messed up by now. He's got his hair in one hand and a hair tie in the other. He's like, "Yeah, that's actually pretty cool."
I'm very curious how one gets started doing that.
The rose or the hair tie? Because I can show you one, but I can't show you the other.
No, I'm quite familiar with putting up my hair.
Are you?
He gestures to his voluptuous bun.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Fun.
I don't
I
know
just-
how I started doing this. I believe it was through books, but because I have a lot of them. But
reasonable.
I also have no idea how old I am. So I don't know how long I've been doing this.
Well, it's another piece of the puzzle.
It is. And then I'm going to eat the apple. I'm going to eat the rose.
Nice.
A single tear slides down Noel's cheek.
Well, we found your room. Do we want to head out? And this is your place. You're welcome to stay, I'm sure.
No, I'm curious as to the rest of my compatriots. You guys.
I don't got a card. I got this thing, and Mac will hold up his leg. I don't know what that goes to.
I have theories. We'll check them out.
I'm going to dispose
I
of this
have
fruit before
Theories.
we leave, though, because I don't know when we're going to be back, and I don't want my room smelling badly. And so I'm going to dispose of this
ominous
one.
at all. I got theories. That ain't ominous.
You begin disposing of that, and there's a disposing bin, trash.
Is
There's
it
a
just
kitchen
like
area.
a...
It should have a disposing or compost area.
Yeah.
It's directly to
It's
the
just
greenhouse.
I couldn't remember the word of it, and I was like, "How disposing bin? No, how would it call disposing hole? No, that sounds bad."
Not the disposal hole.
God, that disposal hole.
Bad kids go to the disposal hole. Sorry.
Yeah, I just want to clean the table off before we leave.
It doesn't take you long, and roll me a perception.
What is... Okay, that's +7. That's a 10.
Ooh.
I rolled a 3.
Okay.
I rolled better on my food art than I did my perception.
It should. Okay, yeah. You continue disposing of the food and those things, and doesn't take you long. Like even at the shape that this swan had, there's enough pieces you can like take them and throw it away, and you finish quickly.
I'm bringing Twisty with us, by the way.
As your second set of antenna. So you have like
Oh.
4.
Twisted goes along with you.
Yeah.
It does like move a bit around like your head, and then like jumps to your shoulder.
Okay.
And it once in the shoulder, it takes the form and even the texture
Oh,
of your.
I forgot
coat.
one thing about Kay's room that is very important. In Kay's closet, there is multiple different lab coats of like black, gray, white, just there. But there is a dresser type thing. Each drawer that pulls out is full of ties that are very neatly arranged by color and by design.
Oh,
I forgot
That's
about that.
awesome.
I'm sorry. It's important to me, though. It's important to
Oh.
Kay that she has that in her room.
There's a bit of disarray in your closet thanks to the jostling of the ship. but you can see like the colorful display of different types of ties around. Some still in the place,
Ties made
some in the table. No, some still in the closet, some unfortunately in the
On
floor.
the floor. Okay. It was neat at one time.
You can
We'll
imagine.
back and we'll fix them later.
I'm gonna swap out my ruined tie and coat for a non-ruined tie and coat. And as I'm trying to tie the tie, I would like Twisty to become my tie.
Oh,
Thus,
That
it
just
it
seems
gets
perfect.
there. And
Just like hangs
It-
around my neck.
it does hang around your neck, and it tapes that shape and color of one of the ties around. You're not sure how this thing without eyes notice the color and the texture of one of them, but it does get it very well. One with like what's this shape, like diamond shapes in it. And like it's a blue tie with some diamond shapes, and the shapes are of like a yellowish golden color.
Yeah, probably Argyle.
Yeah, it's Argyle.
Yeah.
I work retail.
I know nothing of ties. I don't even know how to make a tie. So
I had my
so-
father-in-law teach me.
eventually I have to learn and that the level. Yeah. So
All right, now we can leave Kay's room. I'm sorry.
Next room that S directs you all to is Noel's in the crew quarter, because that is the next closest. In fact,
actually, for Knowles, you get to the point that you have to take a different elevator to get to the next level up, as the room itself and where the indicator of this key card is toward the officers' rooms.
yeah.
Fancy.
Well, then, you know what? I'm going to change this up a bit, because I was going to go null, and then down. But we're going to go down first. We're going to go to the botanical lab.
You hit down to the section where it would be the botanical lab, and where this key card it leads in, which it leads to both the botanical lab and toward the science section. As you get down there, there's these. You hear you're walking through, and you begin hearing now the somewhat familiar sounds of undead going around.
God.
Can I roll like a stealth check or something like that to guide people around and still keep track?
To avoid the undead.
Yeah, I want to
I thought we were
avoid.
supposed to help kill the undead.
That's what we were asked. I avoid fighting with them as much as possible.
fair.
I've done that literally since waking up.
Roll not survive. Yeah, roll. Everybody roll stealth. And to whatever you get your roll, you will add a +2 because S's guidance.
So that's plus 13 for me. Well, okay.
I fucked it up for everybody. I'm sorry.
What did you do?
31.
31.
I rolled a 2 on the die, and I have a +6, so it's a total of 8.
I rolled
I
a
am
3
the
on the die.
noisiest. I am the
Can I-
noisiest fucking bug.
I got a 24.
Can I donate some of mine to Tess?
How much you got, Melodious Ray?
A 9 total.
Can I donate like 10? Puts me at 21. Can I
Here-
just split
here's-
5 each?
to get us over 10.
Yeah.
And Mac, how much you got? 30?
31.
Fuck. And
24.
24.
This is one of my
The
things.
telepathic ones that are supposed to be quiet are just back there chatting.
When we could be chatting silently.
Silently in your heads, guys.
No, we're actually talking in Lashinta without realizing it.
That's really funny. Oh, wow.
Watch
This
as the
this is
two
incredible.
androids slowly turn.
I like to think that the conversation goes, this is remarkable. Usually when so far, as I've been attempting to
So-
telepathically communicate with people, I've had a very difficult time. They're like, oh, fuck, I'm not actually telepathically communicating. I'm just talking out loud.
As you're doing that, you hear a groaning sound of one of these undead. You guys stop in your tracks.
Oh.
And you hear it's approaching. And you hear a loud thud sound. And you turn around a bit, you peek around the corner, you see that somebody has tripped over itself, face planting. And that's a moment that the two unders almost like drag to telepathic ones and move them across the hallways. You guys barely did it. You're fucking 30 something. And I need to adjust my DCs for stuff. You guys are rolling way too high.
I got an 8. Fuck you.
Dude, my stealth is an 11.
I got a
And I
+9
rolled
to it.
an 18, and then you gave me a +2.
Oh, I forgot about the +2. So yeah, I got 10.
Yeah.
11.
High five,
Okay.
Ray.
Yeah.
You manage to move across this hallways, and it's the hallways also have indications of where to go. So you fall into the science lab and observatory area. And once you enter, you open the door, and as the door opens, you hear startle sounds before quiet, and you see at the other side of this door locked, there is various individuals there, not humans, people alive.
Humanoids? Okay.
Alive people?
People alive. Most of them do have the dress in this like the style of uniform you've been seeing around. It does seem more of a bit of a the colorations and signs that you've been seeing around of the science department, the science and magic department. That was that. I forgot how I described it last time. I need
It was
to.
like an atom with
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was
I-
like kind of all mystic.
yeah, like an atom, and half of it was like that design of like how scientifically designed and drawing, and the other half was like in runic sections, like magic. And you see them there getting startled, just various of them, and there's like
I and my tie wave at them.
I was not expecting people to be down here.
I hope
You-
we're not interrupting.
interrupting what? One of them just says.
I mean, if we're not, great.
What? Huh?
No, we're just hiding here.
Oh,
Somebody
well,
says.
Oh, okay. So you know what's going on.
You guys should get upstairs to the habitational area.
Oh, we tried. It's just there's some of those things there out there, and we're not.
Um,
If we were quiet, then we not notice it.
there's less. There was only one that we passed by, and it's occupied.
Could
Pretty
we
stupid.
perhaps get on the comms and get someone down here to ask what these fine people back to where it's safer?
Yeah, we could.
Hey, Crow. Come in, Crow. This is, Matt, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What?
We're down
What?
in a. Not gonna look around. The plant place,
A
Where are
greenhouse?
greenhouse. Thank you. There's some people here that aren't dead, but also not
You
undead.
are in the like science lab area. You're not there in the in the greenhouse yet.
Mac is gonna say what you say, so you better tell him the right thing.
Well, no one wouldn't have said that if I'm obviously not standing in a greenhouse. We're in
We're in
the
a
science.
science lab.
Yes.
Science lab, and there's how many people are around? Because Mac would give a number.
There's like around like a dozen
Oh
ish.
God, that's a lot more people.
There's like a dozen or so people here.
We got a gaggle of nerds down in the science
Yeah,
section.
yeah, we got like a gaggle of nerds down here in the science section.
What is a nerd?
Science person.
What?
You know, like the weirdos that I'm with, they're nerds. Seem to talk mostly about doohickeys and gadgets.
I haven't once said the word doohickey.
We'll send a group. We're getting the groups ready. I will send one over there for the nerds.
Just be aware there's a couple of unfriendlies down here too. We ran into one, but there could be more.
Yeah, we're assuming that. Okay, we'll send them. Should be. Oh, you said the habit. It's
I'll get on the comms and I'll give a direct pathway, and then
Yeah,
just, there's no hesitation, but I also don't stay.
pop in, pop out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roger that. Okay, we'll send someone there. And cuts.
Mac, I don't mean to be rude. You are bad at talking to people.
I've been told that. Wait, did I just remember something?
You forget everything except your lack of social skills.
Yeah, Beck has a 6 charisma.
Wow.
Mac doesn't talk. You should let Mac talk.
We can't stop
Hence my
Mac from
statement-
talking.
Yeah, we can't stop you from talking. Hence why I said earlier we're going to leave before he
We're
says
gonna leave
something
before Mac keeps talking. Yeah, just
that I can't
Mac has a
fix.
6.
S turns to Null. Is any of this sparking memories for you? I don't.
Is anything sparking memories? My thought, Sekran, is scent is the most of the senses. Your sense of smell, your olfactory sensors are the most tied to memory, which is always fun. And greenhouses and conservatories have a very specific smell because they're kept very humid. And I imagine if there's any of that sort of wafting about, Null would definitely like get a brainwave, but also I'm not sure if all these doors are pneumatically sealed because that would make sense.
Confirmed. Yes, they're pneumatically sealed because spaceship. And but when you enter and you're starting to see the laboratory, do roll me an intelligence check.
Yeah.
Straight intelligence. And just to be describing this lab, this is a large lab. There is enough space for many people to be working in things, and you also see doors that lead into what could be other sections of this area of the ship. You do see also an indication of a to the different near the in the different doors. There's also indications of like some. One has the drawing of what looks like a green plant. There's another one that has a more abstract representation of what would be magic, like that energy drawing of our arcane thing. There's one dedicated to what seems like the drawing of a planet with like some like the drawing of an orbit of a moon around it. And also deeper into the lab, you do see also an indication of the observatory.
There's a sign that just has a rock on it. I got a 22 for intelligence.
While they're having this and you're telling them, about the nerds and those things, and you're like, how could be called nerd? You turn around and you look in, and for a moment you're not seeing all the people scared over there hiding. You see them moving around casually, like probably doing their daily activities. And among them, you see one approach. Can't get the facial features very well. It's kind of blurry. And this person arrives to you and tells, Professor, here's the report, and passes one what seems to be like like a data pad with information in it, and you're looking at it, and I thought we had resolved the situation about the greenhouse and the food for the rest of the people. You hear yourself saying that. Yes, Professor, but after the last visit to the colony, it was we had to give a bit. They gave us some fruit that apparently was not right for the. No. I told you to check twice before placing anything in the greenhouse. Come on, do that. Come on. You're better than this. And give the data pad back to this individual that seems like, okay.
Did you just Spanglish?
I don't think so. Did I Spanglish?
Yeah. Just a little.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't notice.
I didn't either.
I didn't recognize the word that he said when he said to hurry. I'm assuming hurry up.
Hurry up. I think I said it a bit too
Yeah,
fast.
you know to do better than this is what I heard.
Yeah, you can do better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. And I said it in
not
English.
What I heard, but
I said it a bit
Yeah,
too
my
fast.
brain
That's what happened.
short-circuited. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my brain works weird, so.
Yeah,
I
listened
was
to
also trying to
videos.
copy Noel's accent and voice, and I was
Speech
just
pattern.
yeah, so.
My brain just completely short-circuited because I heard
And
like
that's a null memory. That's not happening in real time, right?
No, that's Noel. That's happening in Noel's head.
All right, because if
And-
that was happening in real time, you definitely hear Matt go, "See, nerd."
No, this is a memory.
This is a memory, and as you finish, as there's a flash as you return here, and you're looking at your hands like I guess that was not long ago, and
I feel like that's based on the timeline when S would have asked his question.
Sorry, I think I'm a professor. I just had sort of a strange recollection of speaking to someone about an issue pertaining to the greenhouse, which does have me a bit nervous that perhaps it's not going to be in the best array when we arrive. But sorry, I missed your question.
Smacks S, not S. Yeah, S on the shoulder. Goes, "See, nerd."
And he kind of just like hunches over, but still
It's a
looking
li-
at.
It's a light.
Yeah, he still does that. He's
Yeah.
still, but he's still kind of looking at Null. And you just kind of answered the question. I had asked if it sparked any memories here.
But, oh well, yes, quite literally, and very
No, I think
fuck. Viscerally.
I think the literal spark was when I was electrocuted by the computer and remembered my name, but that, beyond the point.
Well, you said you were worried about the greenhouse.
I did, yes, based on what I just recalled. It may have been where someone took in something that they shouldn't have, and that can have issues if you're dealing with invasives or something that's particularly prolific under given circumstances. But regardless, I assume that leaf sign is the one we're looking for. Does that jive with your map?
Does it jive with my map?
question.
okay, first the map. When you check about the map, you see that that's like a specific area of the science department and section dedicated specifically to life science, botany, biology, those kind of research. And in those sections, there's also sections divided to experiments and things more like related to that. The greenhouse itself, it's in the upper levels and near the living quarters. So it's nearby access to living quarters, crew quarters, if anybody requires to grab food from there and things like that.
That's where
question.
That's where Kay was at it beforehand. Just getting her fruit. My question to you is, with the telepathy and being linked into everyone in our group,
Mm-hmm.
when they remember something and they're thinking about it, do I hear that?
Like echoes.
Like,
This, it's
yeah.
like an echo of what is happening. You hear it. It's also muffled, so you know you're hearing something somebody's thinking. Like when
Not directing it toward me, but they're just actively thinking. So it
Yeah.
would be confusing for Kay.
Yeah, it definitely
Okay.
feels confusing, but you recognize that it's not
A thought
it's not an
towards me.
active. Yeah, it's not going towards you, and it's not an active thought of telepathy. More like them actively remembering a memory rather than just coming through out of an stimuli that happened in the moment.
Okay.
You can tell it's a new thought because it doesn't sound like Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, it's Nancy Sinatra now.
Well,
Sorry, I tried to sound as close to no as I could.
No, you're fine.
Suddenly it goes from
rubbing kind of like
ocean eyes to these boots are made for walking.
rubbing the back of his neck. Noel, S kind of looks to Noel. If you want to check on the greenhouse, it's up a few levels. We can head there, or I can give you directions.
I had misunderstood then. Noel's going to pull out of his pocket the two cards. So we've established that one of these goes to my quarters, wherever those are. This other one, I'm curious if it's something here, or if it's specifically to the greenhouse.
If it's to the greenhouse, it would make sense if Kay out where she does have all the fruits and stuff.
So, my understanding of the symbols, that key card, and he points to the one with the greenhouse that we thought was the greenhouse, that brings you this level and this accesses, and maybe it functions multiple layers. Maybe it gets you into the actual greenhouse as well. If I had time to fully look at the programming inside each of the key cards, I could tell you for sure. I don't think we have that. Well, we kind of do have that time, I guess, now that we aren't at the star.
Won't that break the key card?
Potentially.
You know, it may not break if we look at it closely, though.
I mean,
we don't know shit about.
Is there a roll that I could do to see? Because, like, I'm sure that S has read and copied key cards in the past before his memory. Is there a roll that I could do here to see if I remember that?
Peters.
I believe you can do that in real life by putting it through like an X-ray machine.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure there's a way to do it in real life.
It depends on the key card.
That is a 22.
Hi, Mr. Mew.
Mew. Well, you're thinking about this, and you are you use this key to enter into the lock door of the science division. So this does open that, and as you're looking at it and you're thinking, seeing the design of it, it brings some memories of dealing with this, with certain technology of doors, things like that, and codes. And it brings you to the idea that very possibly key cards are of a specific designs or can be programmed to have access to multiple places in the ship. You're right now, with the knowledge that you have, you're not sure where exactly in the ship this particular key card of Nelodius, how many doors and where it would open, but you get a very good hunch that this will open multiple places, probably related to the science division and probably related to the greenhouse, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's because, well, your crew, your key card will open multiple doors. This place, probably the greenhouse, probably others.
Intriguing. Well, in that case, I suppose it would. Hi. I suppose it would behoove us to go and see if I can get any information further from the life sciences place specifically. Everything that's happening has vaguely to do with life and the corruption of it. So maybe there's something there. Unless all of you would rather not. I don't wish to bore you. I can come back on my own later.
Well, it does seem to have something to do with all of that. The farther away we get from this weird green star, cat throws me every time it meows, and it pulls me out of this accent.
He looks like he should sound like meow.
He really does, and he doesn't.
An 18-pound cat, but then no.
Mine's 15. An orange. It'd be so cute.
We have established that this is like the cat version of what a coyote is to dogs. Where like
So
it's sort of a cat.
it's sort of a cat. But no,
Could be a wild
Mac
animal.
will be like, we just seem to be getting farther away from the star. These things seem to be dying, and we are finding more people. It might behoove us to find out what all of our strengths are, and I currently know nothing about me.
Mm-hmm.
No offense, and us may be uninclined to share what they may or may not know.
We were heading there next. I think I have a pretty solid understanding of myself, so I'm not in a hurry to get there. But if you
Mr. Mew wants to know.
If you want to check out the life sciences now, quickly, I can lead, or you can come back. I was going to head to the security area, see if maybe, I know that the memory systems are damaged, but maybe there's something physical there that might help Mac remember stuff.
Certainly. Yes, I don't wish to take up any more time than I'm due, so I'll return myself later.
I can always get you a map as well, so that way you've got safe routes to come down. And we still have the other rooms upstairs to look at. You've got another key card.
Yes, intriguing.
So, from the science labs, S will start directing people up towards the security area.
The best area, Mac, as soon as we get there,
Oh.
so even Mac kind of starts looking a little nervous for some reason. Kind of subconsciously.
So you're going like to the brig area, or to where you would find more of a
Yeah, kind of more like I was thinking the brig, like the
I
holding
go to
area.
the prison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's where I was thinking. Because like
Interpreting what Mac has on his leg, that's, yeah.
that was 100% S's theories right there. Was like, oh, that looks like something.
That definitely looks like a thing that a prisoner has.
Yeah.
And you've been
So-
sent to see a counselor.
We still don't know why you weren't to see the counselor yet. It could be
Yeah.
many
I still
things.
don't know what this thing is on my leg. It could be a bomb.
Big
Yeah.
inmate energy.
Yeah. So S is leading in that area, not really looking for anything. Very much kind of like how S with Null is like, does this place give you any sort of memory jogging? Like that's S's approach to this is putting people in spaces that they have some sort of tie to, or what he thinks is a tie to see if it
happens.
yeah.
Like, even as soon as we start entering the security area, Mac is immediately on guard. He's tapping at the hilt of his sword. You can see he's really nervous. That buzz from S, you can now feel real hard in Mac, and you can feel it twice. One is very distinctively this almost the same thing as S, and then there's definitely a different one going on as well.
Roll an intelligence check as you're walking into this area. It takes you guys
Roll
a bit.
smart check from the big guy. Yeah, let's roll a
It
smart
does
check.
take you guys a bit to get to this section. and you're going through other areas, but you're getting to
Hey, Sakurine.
the brig.
What is that? Is that a natural 20? Is that a natural,
Natural
one?
1.
21. It's a 17. I'm a +4. I'm actually smart. I'm just not social.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sakurine, I have a question for you when you get done
Yes.
with this as well. So do your thingy, and then I have a question.
Okay. Mac, you are going through, and you're feeling this anxiety as you're walking through here and seeing these hallways. The hallways, some of these hallways start to feel like they look similar, possibly because it's the same ship, but there's just nothing in the hallways itself, or even when you are reaching the brig, which you realize there's also like a zombie just slump nearby the entrance. It doesn't seem to be moving, but you're not focusing on the zombie at all, Mac, as like you're reaching there. The door is locked to the brig, and as you're going to try to push it, to open it, you see how Mac just suddenly stops, and Mac, in your voice, no, in your voice, sorry, not in your voice, in your head, you hear, listen, I know things did not went exactly as we were planned, but it's all right. We are still together. We're still here for the most part, complete. I know. But we'll solve this, all right? We just have to wait and just keep a look for a profile, okay? If just play along. You know how we do things, right, Mac? And though the face doesn't come to your mind, you feel a mixture of sensations caused by this voice. The reassurance that this person has your back, and the fear that this person has your back. And you return to the moment that you are pressing on the closed door and it's not opening.
Do you need me to get in there and open that?
It would be helpful. Because, yeah. All right. Yeah.
Can I roll a computer's check
Computer
to...
check and Theta.
So my question to you is, would I recognize, or can I roll something to recognize the buzzing in both of them as something that somebody addicted to something would have? Because I would have had a history of being telepathically connected to addicts in the past.
Sense motive would be the closest thing to that.
For Mac, sense motive is you're going to get a +2 on that.
I believe the same is for S. I think my sense motive... Yeah.
Yeah, so whenever you do a sense motive with these two guys or any android, you will get a +2 because androids are...
Yeah, I've got a +2 to the DC that you have to...
So I got a nat 20, +9, +2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's gonna get over my +2 to the DC. But speaking of
6, yeah.
Speaking of, a natural 20, I too got a natural 20 on my computer's check for a total of that's gonna be 32.
Meanwhile, yesterday I couldn't roll above a fucking 3 on the D&D Beyond
I'm
rolling
using
app.
physical dice.
Yeah.
Which is why I rolled a great number and then a terrible number.
Yep.
So my next roll is going to be terrible, guys.
So as you're picking on this, Kasinkara, you're like, that sensation does feel very similar to that anxiety of someone that needs something. That like, I need something. I need something to satiate this. and that they're looking for it. I
don't think I'd be able to recognize exactly what substance. They're
no, you
addicted
recognize
to,
that
but I would recognize that
they have a
addicted to
need for that. They have a craving.
Okay.
You recognize the sensation of the craving of someone that is addicted to a substance. You cannot recognize which one is though.
Right. 'Cause they don't know which one it is, so I wouldn't know which one it is.
Exactly. And as you're doing that, you go there, you open a bit the console for the door, and it doesn't take you long at all to open this lock, which would be of a higher DC if it wasn't because it's somewhat damaged, it's messed up. Yet still with that, you recognize like, oh, this is a high security lock. You're kind of recognizing that from the damage of it and the fucking high roll that you got. So it like 20 seconds takes you to open this door, and inside you do see what would be the brick of this ship. It does contain like about 20-ish cells of a decent size. You could fit without in each cell you could put at least 2 people, and they would be comfortable in terms of like space. You could cramp more there if you so wish, but 2 at least. And in it you also see at the very entrance, before going into the cells, you do see toward the side the lockers where there would be different
like personal effects.
No, there's a section where you see shackles similar to the ones that are on Mac's leg. There's also some sections with lockers and storage units placed into the wall, and there's also at the entrance too. There's first like what would look like a checkpoint before going into another section room where there's the control area to monitor the brick, and then it's the hallway with the cells.
I want to go to that control area, and I want to check to see if there's anyone here, like kept in the cells.
Where am I gonna find personal effects? I'm not really worried about the thing on my leg right now.
You enter, and to the left there's a personal effects area.
Mac is looking for his stuff, or something that's gonna spark another memory.
At the moment, you begin checking the different compartments, and you see there's some compartments that are already opened, and the ones that are closed don't have anything in there. So at the moment, there's nothing to be found in here, in these sections. Either somebody already opened and took things, or they got thrown out. You don't see them in the floor though.
Oh, they probably would be in his cell. So.
And as you're checking on the control for the brick, you do find the computer is also tracking if there's life signs inside the brick. There's not a single one.
Is there a security camera system?
Yes, there is.
Can I try and check the database for...
You do check the database and like seeing if it's the live feed right now or from before.
I want to check for the before, because if there's not any life signs in here, I'm not going to be worried about seeing what is there. I want to see what happened.
I'm not going to make you roll for it. You will find this very quickly, also because your expertise and the time you're taking to do this. There's a point that the feed it's very damaged and you can't get clear images of it. But until the point that you get to that section, there's no one in those cells. There's a couple of cells though that you see that the laser barrier, the force barrier that is should be there, has been deactivated and it's not up. And when you get to the point that the video feed it's damaged and corrupted, those cells were still open. So
Can I roll a history here for my past involvement because of things that I would have done that would have included tampering with live feeds?
I would say that would be more of a computer's check again.
Computer check? I
Yeah,
can do that.
considering that is related to things, a computer check.
It's unfortunate. That's only a 17.
Only.
It's unfortunate.
bad.
It's only a 17.
How bad you rolled though?
My bad
Five.
rolls is below 10. And her bad rolls is still a 17.
I rolled a 5, so it's a 17.
I'm gonna be honest. Like on piloting, I can't roll under a 15. So
That tracks. I can't roll under 17 for diplomacy.
You're not sure exactly what caused this, but you are at least. This seems to be more of a damage of the
Okay, so it's not like
of the data. Yes, it's not like the data is missing. The data is damaged, and as you're also checking further back, you two things. You don't see the for all the time that you're checking the available feed. There's no indication of date or hour, and all the way back, all the data is corrupted, damaged, and
tracks.
It's odd now you're thinking about it. It looked like as if also the computers of the ship had amnesia.
Okay.
and now I'm worried about getting this thing off my leg. So can I do that?
How are you? Tell me, how are you trying that?
Hold on, I'm writing down. The computers can't remember.
It is sustained damage, so you could.
I
try
know
to
that
just-
I know that it's sustained damage, and I think I can just like break it and take it off because we're here now, and we know that there's nobody here. So, really, Mac is gonna try to break it and take it off, and if that really doesn't work, we're next to the place with all of the stuff, so he's gonna assume there's probably a key in there. So we're gonna go with break it first.
Okay.
Mac's intelligence only goes so far.
Yeah, you go and grab it to break it, and you feel it. The click of it unlocking goes immediate. I need you to roll a reflex save, though.
Reflex save.
I'm kidding. Nothing happens.
Okay, cool. Because I
No,
had to figure
reflex
out.
sake. He gets zapped.
I had to figure out where to find that on my
Shock
sheet
collar.
real quick.
Just for FY for further
Future reference.
future reference.
Don't break
It's
shit.
on the right side. You can see like initiative, then
I
health
saw
and
it. I
result, then
found
armor
it.
class, then saving throws. Fortunately, there's only 3 saving throws, so we don't have to worry about much variety. But no, you unlock it very easily. It seems like almost it wasn't fully locked, and you see the damage. It something made damage on the lock, and the soft, like the old construction of it, so it wouldn't fully locked and it wouldn't register very well. So you are free of that.
Something tells Mac that it might have been him that damaged the lock.
Bonk
Or
your ankle
this
hard.
mysterious companion that he was brought here with. But Mac is gonna head towards the cells if he can.
Totally can. The doors inside the brick area are open, and looking at the different cells, they're empty. There's no belongings in there. There's some cells which the force fields are off. Not unsure. You're not sure if it's because they're damaged or because they're just turned off. But as you walk around, it's empty and gives you an eerie feeling. Not sure why.
This is strange.
In what way?
I'm a prisoner.
Well, explains why you don't have a room.
That explains why I was wearing one of those ankle things. I'm a criminal.
S comes out of the control room is at this point.
I know I must have had things, but they aren't here, which is a little stranger. There's also, I was here with somebody, and they aren't here either.
The backlog of camera feed is corrupt for the most part. There were a few hours, but there was no one here at that point.
What if all of this was just some grand plan to bust you out of jail? How
And
important?
it's a very bad plan.
Well, you're out of jail.
Then why would they come to see me?
And why would I lose an arm?
These are
And
good
who was I with?
And why do you have a tracking anklet if you were a prisoner?
And what are you
Okay.
addicted to?
Outside the tracking anklet explains itself if I am a prisoner.
Well, no, because if you're a prisoner, they know where you are.
I'm supposed to be in here.
You
But
got
S just said it. These camera feeds don't have me on them.
What I mean is keeping someone imprisoned and then giving them a tracking anklet seems a bit redundant.
Unless I wasn't here.
unless we
Pearl.
know that. Yeah, Mac went to K.
I went to K at some point.
Maybe I don't.
I've checked my pockets and myself. I have no key.
Maybe you
Right.
were starting like to stay here in the meantime while you had your parole, like you had to still come back here to sleep. But you still had some, not much, but some free reign. Maybe you were on good behavior, which I don't really see out of you, but it's possible.
Seems unlikely. No offense.
I don't think that you would want to continue sleeping in
Yeah.
the prison.
But it's not great. I've checked my pockets. I've checked myself. I don't have a key card. I don't have anything.
Nope.
So, like, the only conclusion that we've come to is that this is where Mac was.
At least from what we know right now. This is the theory that S had, and with the remembering stuff, he's
But
feeling-
Mac is like half aware that he probably had personal effects when he was taken. They would have been put somewhere, and he was traveling with somebody.
Least of what you remember at the moment was you were traveling with somebody else.
Can I look on the tables and see if there's any objects, data pads, anything like that that might still be functioning? Or is there no table when we came in?
There's a section that seems that would be more for the guards of this section. So there's tables in there. There's things, and
The guards took my shit, Zachary.
I think whoever got out of those force fields took your shit.
I'd spent time creating that, and I'm really real mad if I don't get shut off.
So you find around in that section there is a data pad in there, but as you check it, it's damaged, and the damage in it's like a blast into it, like something shot through it.
I'm just gonna throw it on the table. Be like, damn it.
Damn it.
Look, I'm sorry that I didn't tell you that I was thinking you may have been a criminal.
No, it kind of makes sense that I'd be a criminal, honestly. Let me look at me. I kind of scream nefarious element.
You don't scream it until you start talking.
More of a whisper. A conversational tone.
As soon as you open your mouth, you kind of scream bad guy.
You probably, I'm going to guess, don't want to stay here and sleep here. You probably also don't want to be close to the crew quarters. My room. And you see, like, this is like kind of difficult for us to be offering this. If you can stay with me until we find you somewhere.
Oh. Okay. Just don't have a stroke while you're offering things, okay?
I just
take a deep breath.
I'm trying, but I need something. I don't.
I feel like
You're both
it's
addicted
on,
to
like,
something, but I don't know what it is.
Is that what that is?
If I hear addiction, can I get a memory jump?
Yeah,
It's only one way to find out.
Because I'm pretty sure S knows that he has an addiction before amnesia.
Beck is aware that that's going on. He just doesn't fully get it at the moment.
When you hear addiction, you're like
Busy.
addicted to what? And you're thinking, you have the vision in your mind of what you are looking for. The word escapes at the moment because you're like, I need a smoke.
Yeah,
that comes into your head like that. I need a smoke.
I've got a carton. It's not on me, but to smoke that.
There's Mac get that jump too.
I think Mac would, the two of us.
Because Mac would actually probably say something different. I actually have to ask Zachary because it's actually something different than Mac would say.
I don't think in any of you.
Because Mac is a specific thing that he
Hard
has.
drugs.
No, but it's a personal item that Mac has.
A vape pen.
I was just about to say a sick
vape
vape
pen.
pen.
No.
Could you retype it for me or just tell me here because I am trying to think. I think I know what it is, but I'm like,
Puts it in the chat. It puts it in the chat.
Is that a thing? I type it for you. Or am I confusing things?
No, it's in the chat.
Zachary, you need to go to the
Zachary,
Zoom
go to
call.
Ah, that chat.
Zoom chat, buddy.
It's where we all talk during Zoom.
Yeah.
Sorry, I confused.
I can't open Discord and include and Zoom and my character sheet and Twitch
I know.
and Streamlabs.
All of them.
I only have 2 screens.
Yeah, you do. Oh, you have along with you that thing, the flask. There's I would say both the cigar case and the flask. You have those.
I have them on me.
Yeah. Actually, I think it would be more the cigar case. You will have it. The
I have
flask, you
the
won't.
cigarette case. Okay.
Yeah, the flask you won't have it. Yep.
Because the flask is the more important thing. But yeah, because Mac will actually reach into a pocket off to like the back of like towards the more bottom of his coat and pull out this cigarette case. Actually open it and pull out a cigarette.
As
Kind of like he forgot that it was there.
As soon as S clocks that, do you have a second one?
He just hands you that. And then he pulls out another one and just starts smoking with you.
Yeah. Do we have a light?
Do we have a lighter?
Say no.
He was immediately
because it would be
freaked out on you.
hilarious.
You have a lighter in your inventory.
I don't.
No!
Wait,
I have a cigarette case!
I think I can make fire with magic.
That would be hilarious if you can make fire, considering
We
things.
have magic!
We have the technology.
I don't. I can't make
gun!
fire.
I have an arc pistol.
No! No!
I have a needler for style and a dueling sword. That's all I
You
got.
Can I do a quick search of the area, like cigarette hanging out of my lips, to see if I can find a lighter here?
Can I assist? Can I just assist with this? Marcus do the same thing.
No, they're ransacking this whole area just for a
Just
lighter.
for a lighter.
Meanwhile, Kay and Null are just standing there like,
Watching them.
I love the chat right now. How did two people who
Roll.
smoke not have a lighter? We were in a ship accident.
We have amnesia.
lighter.
I only had a
We're
freaking.
two grown androids. We lost our lighter in the crash. I'm a prisoner. They confiscated it.
you're
Roll
an android. You should be able to like
investigation.
use your thumb.
I'm a different type of android. But do I have advantage for, or what do I
Service
have for?
android. I don't
Hey,
know.
there's-
Have a lighter.
There's no
as a
investigation.
byproduct.
I will go for perception then. There's no investigation, but I'm gonna go with perception. Fuck it.
Do you want us both to roll, or do you want us to roll with advantage? Because I'm
Do-
assisting.
If you assist, there's no advantage for assisting in this. There's like adding pluses.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys want to do a separate or you want to help us. It's your choice.
So what's your perception?
I've got a 6.
I've got a 7. Let's both roll.
Yeah, let's both roll. I'm gonna roll these dice. Hopefully they work for me.
I'm
Actually,
going
for the
to
whole situation,
play
it's
with
even
my
better if
tie.
you guys. It's better for the situation that you guys are rolling separately because you're like lighter.
Damn it, where's the lighter?
And yeah, you're
I got
playing
a
with
9.
I got a 26.
I was really hoping you would both fail. I'm not gonna lie.
I definitely did.
This
I
is an
just-
intervention.
I had a 26. Just wait till we find the flask, man.
right?
You are looking for the lighter, but this is the brick. This is an official place where it would not be allowed for the guards in the moment or anybody in here to
I knew
smoke.
that.
Literally
there
any
isn't.
confiscated lighters, anything.
I figured that.
They
But I had
definitely
to try.
took Mac's lighter as he came in. So if the Mac's confiscated lighter is here, he's getting it.
No, it would have
It's
been in the
unfortunately-
personal area that
I know.
So, just sad androids with cigarettes
So-
hanging from
Mel-
their lips.
Melodious and Kasinkara, you're looking at these two. One confirmed android, the other one you're not still sure if it's an android or not. You see them turn this brick upside down, looking for a lighter, and after what would be almost 10 minutes, maybe, of searching around, they come back with the cigars in their mouth, still unlit.
Just sad face.
God, wouldn't it be funny if I have a book of matches right in my pocket?
right?
So if you like reach in your pocket and pull out a book of matches, they're gonna actually kill you right now.
It's I will 100% say that S has got like backup lighters in his room, but we just aren't there yet.
This is the one room possibly in the entire ship where you definitely know there is no lighter.
And we still
Exception
try.
of, like,
They just still spent 10 minutes
And-
searching for a lighter.
I was
It
gonna
was
say
The desperate
You
hope of
came-
an addict.
you came from the science division where there's surely at least something to light up things.
a Bunsen burner.
You came from somebody that is a food artist, which very simply probably has some sort of
From
lighters and things like
using
that.
I
for,
have
like,
torches.
creme brulee. Oh yeah,
Creme brulee.
I have full-on
Torches.
torches.
100%. And we just the two people who are addicted to something but just didn't know what it was, and then suddenly when we're told that with this buzzing feeling in the back of our head is addiction, we go, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's what it is."
Oh,
And with that, as much as I would love to continue this,
Love to connect you to our
with
core.
living with this
Crazy.
cliffhanger, will they find a
Will they
lighter?
find a
Will they find a
lighter?
lighter? That's the next episode, guys. Tune in.
So
The name of the
little
episode.
lighter.
we,
Episode
Need a
6.
light? That's gonna
Need
be
a
the name
light.
of it. Need a
Will
light.
they find a lighter?
you know what? Yeah, it's gonna be neat light because there's things happening. So who knows?
Yeah.
It could be more
But
than
after
one
you
meeting.
guys managed to recover some of your memories, but there's still much left. There's still much missing memories of who you were, what you are, where you are, what happened. And you help a bit. At least the scientists are somewhat safe, or will be safe in the near future. And with that, we're going to close tonight's session of Homeward. Thank you very much for everybody that joined, that happened to look at this little messy group fun thing. If you like what we do, just a bit. If you like what we do, please check our Patreon, check our YouTube, check our Twitch. We do other shows like this. Right now, soon, we're returning to Any by Night. I think it will be returning this Monday.
Yep.
It's returning this Monday. Anthropocene is not running right now, but we're looking to return to Avatar and to a Spirit also. Those would be Spirit would be Fridays, and Avatar, I think, is
Avatar got moved to alternating Tuesdays with Cornerstone. This coming week is Cornerstone, and then the week after should be Avatar if everything goes well. There is some stuff that might happen. We're not entirely sure yet, but we'll figure it out. And
if you missed any of the past shows, we have a YouTube where you can go and check them out. We have also a webpage site that you can check for our other shows, our other podcasts, or the activities that we do. We have a Discord too that you can come and visit to talk about theories, to talk about memes, to talk about cats. We post a lot of pictures of cats and pets and things like that. Sometimes Mr. Mew was around a lighter. No, we don't have lighters around. Send also
us a lighter to the Homeward chat. God knows, apparently we can need it.
Yeah.
Press F for lighter.
F in the chat for respect for the lighter.
Yeah.
And I think that's all for the moment.
Next
I don't know if anyone wants to plug something.
I would like to plug something.
I don't think anybody wants to plug something, so I don't think.
Hi, I'm Faye, guys. Please, if you've got time and you would like to check out some more TTRPG stuff, head over to Wildwitch RP. Wildwitch.com is all the stuff that you need that has all of our shareable links, what we are, who we are, what we do. So, we'd love to see you there. We have a Discord. You can find that again, wildwitch.com.
Anybody else?
Is it Wild or Wild?
Wilda, so WILDEWITCH.
WILDE.
Yeah, it's old spelling of wild, but it's pronounced Wilda.
All right.
I've been trying to. There, okay, I have the link.
Hey.
I think that will be all for tonight, and we hope to see you in 15 days. Is that the right count? 14 days?
Just say
2
weeks.
weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, man.
In 2 weeks.
A fortnight.
A fortnight.
Yep,
I don't know why I say it that way. In
All
2
right.
weeks, we'll see you.
Set your calendars. Bye, guys.
Hey, guys.
Bye.
Take care. Stay nerdy.